Hello guys, and welcome back to another video, another C hash and Unity tutorial. In the last one, we saw a big overview of all the different tabs. But today, we're going to focus solely on the hierarchy and these little tools right here. In the hierarchy, you can create squares and triangles and other shapes, but there's a way to do it. You can either press the plus one, or you can right click on the hierarchy tab, and it will give you 3D object, 2D object, effects, and all these other stuff. So for now, 2D objects are like your own pictures and stuff, so we won't be going to that. What we will be going to is 3D objects. Over here we have the cube, the sphere, the capsule, the cylinder, and the plane. The plane is basically like the ground for a 3D object. But for now we're going to be working with the quad, because all these other ones are for 3D objects, but we have this little one called the quad, and it's for 2D objects. So what we're going to do is we're going to click the quad. It's going to create a square. And now there are multiple stuff you can do with the quad. The first thing you can do is by clicking this little tool called the move tool. You can move the tool left and right, up and down, and if you click this blue square over here, you can move it all around. The next thing you can do with a quad is spin around in a circle using the rotate tool. The rotate tool, you can, as I just said, you can spin around in a circle. Let me just Control C. Okay. Now, moving on to the scale tool. The scale tool is pretty simple. All you can do with it is scale from left, scale up. Finally, we have the rect tool. The rect tool is like the scale tool, but only used for rectangles, and it can move a rectangle really easily. As you can see, you can make it go up, you can make it go sideways, you can make it small and big, all using the rect tool. So now with all those basic tools out of the way, let's go to the tool that we'll be using the most, called the multi-tool. The multi-tool, it's pretty easy to understand. All the tools that I just said, you can use all of them, every single one, like the moving one, the rotating one, and the scaling one if you want. Forget about this little tool right here, that's kind of advanced, so I'll be teaching it in a separate tutorial. But for now, let's see what else we can do on the hierarchy tab. In the hierarchy tab, you can also create something known as a light. And this light kind of makes it brighter. As you can see, first it was kind of dark, and it was kind of dark gray, but now it's kind of bright. It's really bright because we added a light. Moving on, we have effects. And in the effects, you can use a particle system. The particle system, as its name, it creates particles, but this needs its own separate video since it has multiple stuff you can do with it. For now, let's also skip audio, video, and UI, because those are also kind of advanced and they kind of need a bit of coding inside of them. But moving on, we finally have the camera. And the camera, as its name, it creates a camera. But as you can see, it already has one camera over here. So why would it need another? And that's a good question. Because let's say maybe you want your game to have two cameras, like if you press a button, it switches to the next perspective or something. So for that, you'll need another camera. Or maybe you want it to do like, if this camera gets destroyed, it switches to this perspective. If you know what I mean. So now, you know practically everything you need to know for this tutorial video on the hierarchy tab. So let's move on to the game tab. And the game tab, as I said, was I didn't say this, but like, the game tab is the camera. What the camera can see. For now, let me delete the other camera that I created because it kind of gets confusing. So in this camera, you can see what happens in the game. But right now you see, everything is not moving. So how can I make it move? That's a good question, because all you have to do is press this little button called the play button. When you do that, all of your scripts and everything, technically the game starts. So all of your scripts get activated, this animation starts playing, and everything that you did will start working. that will be all for today's video. So see you next time. Goodbye. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and see ya.